All right. Hello there, writers and muse daters. I am so glad to see you here in Write to Publish. Today I'm here with the lovely Andy Brixey, who is the personal trainer in the writing gym. And I just want to Hello there, writers and muse daters. I am so glad to see you here. That happened to me last time.
Gotta love technology.
Yeah, so we're here with the lovely Andy Brixey, personal trainer in the writing gym, and I wanted to introduce her to all of you. I know that we've been talking in the group a whole lot about this writing gym thing, and some of you have emailed me, and some of you have emailed Andy asking, what is this thing that you guys talk about? So I wanted to talk about what her role is, what it is that she does here in the writing gym, and how she helps writers really to meet their goals, to find the time to write and become successful authors. So welcome, Andy. Thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you. And so tell us a little bit, what does this mean, personal trainer? What is it that you do to help writers?
Well, as a personal trainer in the writing gym, it's more of an accountability position. I make you accountable for the writing that you say you're going to get done. We have sessions once a week, and you tell me your goals, whether that's, I want to edit 20 pages, or if it's, I want to write 7,000 words a day. And the next week, you tell me whether or not you met those goals, and I make you accountable for that and give you little exercises to strengthen your writing. And I also give you resources from the writing gym, as well as from Date with the Muse, the various articles that Annalisa herself has written that give you fantastic resources for moving forward. Today in a session, we referenced a few articles on how to get out of a writing rut, because that's something that one of our VIPs was struggling with.
Cool. That sounds like it's a lot of fun and really helpful for the writers too.
It is. It helps to have a guide, somebody that you check in with who tells you, yes, you're doing amazing this week, or, if you had a particularly difficult week, why? Let's talk about why it was difficult, what kind of things came up in your writing or in your personal life that made this week different and you didn't meet your goals, and how next week can we make sure that doesn't happen.
Oh, gotcha. That sounds really powerful.
I hope so. I mean, I try very hard, and the people that are in the VIP membership and the people that are working so hard to meet these goals are doing so well. Amazing track record so far. They've been killing it as far as goals go. And I am amazed each and every time I meet with them to hear the new works that they're completing and the motivation that they give each other as well. It builds an amazing group that supports each other, and that's really important when you're writing.
Yeah, so I happen to know that the objective of the Writing Gym VIP membership is to complete a manuscript in 8 weeks. So tell us, what kinds of goals are these soon-to-be authors setting for themselves to make that goal possible?
Some of them set words per day goals, referencing their own lives and their own what's going on in their personal day-to-day things. Sometimes they know they're going to have a difficult week, or there's lots of things going on in their family, so it'll just be 350 words a day. Sometimes it's larger goals, upwards of 500-600 words a day, trying to get things done. We had a writer who had a goal of 9,000 words in a week. We have a writer who's traveling right now who didn't bring his laptop with him, so he says, oh, well, I'm going to write handwritten pages. I'm going to do this many pages per day. So it's really a personalized experience as far as what you want. But I can tell you that all of them have gotten such an immense amount of work done. I sat down after our last personal training last week. I posted in the group about this. I sat down and added up their word count for the 3 of them that were in that meeting that night. And they had over 12,000 words between the 3 of them. And that was when one of them didn't even get to write all 7 days of his week. He only was able to work, I think, 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
So their word counts are insane. I know that several of them are very close to finished works.
That's amazing. And so be honest, are these writers actually meeting their goals?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I'm not saying that every single time, every single day, they're coming to me and saying, oh, yes, I've written 4 million words today, because that's not realistic. I mean, we did have a writer who wrote over 1,400 words the other day. We were very proud of her for that. But there have definitely been times where, currently one of them is traveling, like I said, and he emailed me and said, I'm really sorry. I didn't make my goals this week because, of travel, but that happens. But he also said, because I know that I'm traveling, this is what I can do next week. And I, sort of made him accountable to that and said, why don't you work a little harder towards this and maybe not worry about editing on this so much.
Yeah, so it sounds like, part of what you do is help to keep them accountable, but also give them the support that they need to meet those goals.
Yeah, definitely. I think that any writer needs a support system. It's why we join writing groups. It's why we join groups like this, so that we can find other people that will help us, that will motivate us, that will inspire us. And I think that, that's exactly what personal training sessions do.
That's amazing. And so what is it, do you think, about what you're doing, Andy, as the personal trainer in the writing gym that's helping these writers who, before they joined the program, were not getting these words written, were not setting aside that time to write? What is it about what you offer in the writing gym VIP membership as the personal trainer that helps them to meet those goals and to find that time to write?
I think the most important thing about the VIP membership is that, so many things out there give you tips and tricks and instruction on how to write. And all of us have done that. All of us have, gone to webinars, we've gone to seminars, we've gone to, some of us retreats and things like that to try, but all of us know how to write. You know how to write. You've been doing it for years. But what you need is quality support from people who are knowledgeable that will help you and push you to write. And I think that's exactly what I do in the personal training sessions, is that, there's a person that when you don't have your weekly writing wins, you can, say, hey, listen, I didn't have a weekly writing win this week because it was terrible and I didn't get anything done. And this is why, and I'm stuck in this rut. And I say, okay, well, here are 4 different resources that will help you get out of this rut. And here's exactly, some actionable tasks that will help you move past this moment. And here are 4 other people in this group who have gone through the exact same thing and are here to talk about it and here to support you and here to help you. And that's something that other writing programs don't offer. They don't offer you, while they might offer you a group, they don't offer you this steady stream and system of support and accountability that the writing gym does.
Yeah, that's really powerful, Andy. So what are these weekly writing wins? What does that mean?
Weekly writing wins is how we start our personal training sessions. It's the one thing that you're really proud of that you did that week. And sometimes I have the group members share them in this group to talk about, the amazing things that they've done this week that they're proud of. And it helps to start off, as writers, it's so easy to get so stuck in the things we didn't do that week. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to think, oh God, I didn't finish those 5 pages, or I didn't edit that thing I was supposed to do. And it's terrible. And it's so easy to get stuck and upset with yourself rather than celebrating the fact that, maybe you finished 2,000 words that you hadn't finished before. So celebrate that moment. Maybe you finished a particularly difficult set of dialogue that you hadn't done before. So celebrate that win and take that moment and be proud of the goals that you meet, so that the next time you set goals, they can be higher.
Yeah, so it sounds like celebration is a really important part of what you do.
Of course. I think that celebrating your wins makes such a difference, so that you feel more positive about what you're doing. It's very easy to get stuck, in ruts, get stuck in your writing and feel like you're not making any progress. And I think that all of us struggle with that. It's very easy to focus on all the bad things in life, not just in writing, but in life. It's so easy to focus on everything that's going wrong instead of thinking about the few things that have gone right. So I try to make sure that, all the personal training sessions have a really positive outlook, because I think that that positive outlook motivates people to get through their week and get more words on the page.
Yeah, and I know from my work with these writers that fear is a really strong force for a lot of these writers, right? They're afraid of rejection, and they're afraid of being seen as silly, or what right do you have to write this? I mean, there are all kinds of fears that writers face every day, and it sounds like the work that you're doing in the writing gym is helping them to get over some of that fear.
Yeah, I like to call it getting to help people with the imposter syndrome that everyone feels like they have, that I'm definitely not a writer, like I'm probably not doing this right. We feel that constant need to apologize, like, here's this work that I have, but I'm not a writer. Or if I am a writer, oh, I'm not that good. Like there's always a qualifying thing that you have to say before. And, I'm hoping in the personal training session, what I do is help these writers, not have to make that statement, so that when someone says, what do you do? They can say, I'm a writer and I am really good at it.
Yeah, so tell us about that. What are some of the results that you've seen in some of the people who have gone through this program? Talk to us a little bit about where they started and what the movement was for them.
So I've seen it in a couple of the people so far, that they started out, very, very scared, very unsure of themselves, 100% positive that this was not something that they could do, or we had a member that had a particularly bad experience with a previous writing group that reviewed their work really poorly, and they just felt very down and upset and like they couldn't do this and they weren't doing the right thing. But luckily they took a chance on us, and what I've seen is consistent work, a consistent word count coming out of them. I've seen their confidence and their positivity grow with every single session, where they say, not only did I edit those pages, but I wrote an extra 2,000 words today. Like, I know exactly where my story is going now because of this. And it's really fantastic to see that kind of growth and to see the confidence grow within each of these writers, because that's I think what the real fight is. You just have to, one of our writers, I forget the exact quote, I hope that he'll share it with us. His writing mantra that I had them all come up with is something about the only quality that a writer needs is persistence. And I think that's so important. You need the persistence. You need to persevere through all of your doubts, all your fears, all the naysayers, everything else, and push through. If you have a book in you, if you have a story inside of you, you need to get it out. You need to share it with the world. You need to leave a legacy behind, as we've talked about on the podcast several times. And there's no better place to do that, I think, than the writing gym.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're really helping these writers not only to get it written, not only to find the time to write, but that there's an emotional impact on these people's lives.
I hope so. That's what we're trying for. I'm hoping that, when they leave the program, when they leave the 8-week VIP program, that they feel like stronger writers, and they feel like this is something that they can do without, the constant connectivity. And I'm, of course, available, for those that graduate the program. They can come back for training sessions afterward. So, if you're having a rough time, you shoot me an email, you sign up for a quick training session, and I give you that same kind of support, that same kind of feedback, because I've been through this program with you. I know who you are as a writer, who you are as a person, your struggles, your strife, and I can help you move forward.
Yeah, so this program is the Writing Gym VIP membership, and it's helping writers to get over their fears around writing. It's helping writers to get the writing done. As we've just heard from Andy, their word counts are in the thousands per week, which is just phenomenal. And it gives them the knowledge about what the publishing industry is looking for now, so that they can move into the publication process. So tell us a little bit more about that, Andy. I'm sure many people in the group have taken classes before, or as you mentioned, workshops and retreats and those kinds of things. How is the Writing Gym VIP membership different from like a writing class that I could take down the road?
Well, the writing classes that you take give you instruction. It's the how to do this, how to, how to plot, how to pace, how to do, how to, set up character arc and what you're going to do with this. It's all the very basic things that we've been taught over and over and over and over again through various methods, through various books, that I know that anyone who's ever written anything has read, Bird by Bird on writing, all of these things that we read constantly to give us the comfort that we know how to write. And you know how to write. You've done all these instructions before, but what the writing gym gives you is not only the support system with the other people who are in the program and myself who, offers you the personal training sessions and that support, but also, you are committed to this program and doing all of these different activities throughout the week, which will support you and give you more creativity towards your work. And the professional support that Annalisa provides is insane. And this whole program is based on her research into neuroscience. So it's literally how your brain works to write. It gives you the ability, the actions, the tasks to write that book that you've been holding inside of yourself for all of these years. And we actually talked about in one of our training sessions tonight, the one-on-one manuscript feedback, which is fantastic. We have a writer currently working right now on editing their first 5 pages and making those really solid. So, when they pitch to an agent, those first 5 are as solid as they can possibly be. So that kind of one-on-one manuscript feedback from you, Annalisa, professional in the industry, is so valuable. That's something that you would have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for in anywhere that you go to get that kind of support. And to not only get that kind of professional support, but to get the group support, the personal training sessions. And one really impactful thing that they love to talk about is the writing salons, with your weekly writing meetups where you're given a writing prompt and it's work that you can put into your current work in progress. And they all have just talked about how fantastic that is for them. They absolutely love it, and how it's added so much to their current works, and just how it just integrates everything. It integrates all of this knowledge that we already knew and all this instruction that's there, and adds it to the support system of professional, personal, and everything else, so that you can finally get that book done. And I think that the personal training sessions and the support from Annalisa that's one-on-one is so important, because I know from my experience that whenever I've taken a writing class or something like that, it's usually a larger group of people, or 15 to 20 people, but it's not that personalized. It's not a one-on-one kind of feel. You don't really get to know your instructor or get the kind of support that you necessarily would. But what the writing gym offers you is that. I know these writers personally now. I speak to them, I know their personalities, I know their works, and I know Annalisa's the same way. And what that gives us is we want you to succeed. We will push you to succeed. And I think that's something that, someone who's teaching the umpteenth writing class that they've taught isn't going to push you in the same way. They're not going to get to know you personally in the same way. They're not going to make sure that you get published in the same way.
Oh, thank you for that, Andy.
That endless rant. Sorry, guys.
I loved hearing you talk about that. And I think, what shines through for me when I watch you talking about it is your passion for what you do and for the writers who are in the writing gym. It's clear that you really care about them and that you're invested, and, me, I'm another part of this. And yeah, we know these people, we care about their writing, and we are support to them in so many ways. Emotional, we help them work through fear, we help them to work through the content, and more importantly is the how. You can take these classes, as you said, Andy, you go and you take a class on fiction writing and they tell you, like, here's how to create a character sketch, but you've got an idea for your protagonist. And, you know, maybe you want to do something a little different. That's one of the cool things about the writers in the writing gym, is that they generally take on real challenges for themselves in the way that they approach the narrative arc. And, you know, your situation as a writer is unique. And you can't take a cookie cutter class and say, here's how to make a character sketch. Some of it's going to apply to what you're doing. But imagine if somebody looked at your character sketch and said, well, what do you think about this? Where are you going to go with that, right? To really dig in deep into what it is that you're doing, then you're getting a totally different level of support than you'd get from that kind of sage on the stage type of education that you get in a course. So, you know, I think, Andy, that your summary was really spot on. And I just want to thank you again for your time, and also for your passion for these writers and how you really help them to get over their fears, to conquer what it is that's eating at them, and that it works, that these writers are writing thousands of words a week. It's really impressive what you're doing and how you're leading them in that way. And I thank you so much for your work and for helping them.
Thank you. I feel like I should thank you for letting me get involved, number one. And I should also thank the writers, because if it weren't for their passion and their hard work that they put into all of their current works in progress, you know, I wouldn't be here either.
I love that. Well, thanks, Andy. And you know what? Here's what I'll do for the people who are listening. If you'd like to know more about the Writing Gym VIP and how it can help you to finish your manuscript in 8 weeks, I'd love to hop on a call with you, talk to you about your manuscript, your individual situation, how you're a unique writer. I'll throw a link into the comments section. You can click on that, drop yourself right into my calendar, and we can chat. You can be working with Andy right away. She's amazing. We've all heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen, how amazing Andy Brixey is. And she can help you to move your writing to finished so it can get to publication. Everybody have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.